So now it's clear, this administration can take your green card away. If you're a green card holder, you probably know that many green card holders are being detained at airports all over the country and in many cases are losing their green cards. Now is the time to apply for US citizenship to secure your future. In this video, I'll talk about all the considerations to apply for US citizenship, from when you're eligible, what happens when you spend too much time overseas as a green card holder, from criminal convictions to minor offenses, and finally, if you are not speaking English, if you're an elderly person and you're worried about the exam to become a citizen, some tips and tricks to help you go through this as well, so you'll be able to become a US citizen right now. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Immigration Channel. In this video, we'll talk about why you should become a US citizen right now with special considerations. When you should apply, what happens if you have criminal convictions, what happens if you spend too much time overseas, what you need to do right now. But most important, if you're a green card holder, you should know by now that you're not safe. Your green card is not safe. People are losing their green cards and are getting detained. And I need to explain to you the benefits of becoming a US citizen, because many of you have green cards for many years, but you're not applying for citizenship. Well, now is the time to do so. There are over 9 million green card holders in the United States at the moment eligible to apply for citizenship, but they're not doing so. They're not doing so because they are worried that they don't qualify. They don't know what they have to do. They are concerned that they spend too much time overseas traveling back and forth, visiting family members. They're worried that they don't speak the language. They're worried that they're too old to pass the test. All these myths and considerations I'll address in this video. So therefore, if you're a green card holder watching this video, you should be able to apply for citizenship now. So let's start first with the 3 and 5 year eligibility requirements. So first of all, once you get a green card, if you get a green card through marriage to a US citizen, then you can apply for your citizenship after 3 years only. You don't have to wait 5 years like a regular person that got a green card for employment, or through their parents, or through any other way, through investment. If you are married to a citizen and you're still residing together, you're still in a relationship and you live together, then you're eligible to apply after 3 years. In fact, let me give you another tip. You can apply after 2 years and 9 months only of being married and living together. Now, the US citizen that is sponsoring you, remember guys, must be living with you in the same household. It's not enough just to be married. People are confusing that. So as long as you're married and you live in the same household, you can apply for citizenship 2 years and 9 months after you received your green card. Now, what about 5 years? The 5-year rule, this is what most people know about. If you got a green card through any other way, through a job, through a parent, through a brother or sister, you have to wait 5 years. Also, give you another tip, 4 years and 9 months. 4 years and 9 months, you can apply for citizenship if you got it through any other way. Now, if you got your green card through VAWA, you've been abused in a relationship through your spouse, you can also apply after 3 years. So remember guys, we start right here. Look at your green card, see when you got it. If you have at least 2 years and 9 months and you got it through marriage in the same household, you should apply for citizenship right now. If you got a green card through any other way, 4 years and 9 months, you should apply for citizenship right now. Because like I said, guys, traveling in and out of the United States as a green card holder has become horrible. And therefore, applying for citizenship is the best way right now to keep you safe and keep your green card in a way that is not going to limit your life in the United States. Now, let's talk about absences from the United States. If you're a green card holder, as you know, you should be in the United States at least half of the time. So what happens if you spend more than 6 months outside of the United States, but less than a year? Well, if you do that, you will break the continuous presence for applying for citizenship. But does that mean you cannot apply for citizenship? No, you can still apply for citizenship as long as we can prove to the government that you haven't abandoned your residency and that your main area of residence is still in the United States. And we can prove that presumption by giving documents to the US government, then you can still apply for your citizenship, even if you have some absences like that. But if you spend more than a year outside the United States and you have a green card holder, the presumption is that you've abandoned your green card, and it's up to you to prove to the US government that you haven't done so. That is one of the main reasons why so many green card holders are detained at airports and are being forced to sign forms to give up their green cards because of these lengthy absences from the United States of at least more than 1 year. Those people are major targets right now. And remember, even if you spend more than 1 year overseas, there's still things we can do to try to, first of all, save your green card, but also help you apply for citizenship depending on your individual situation. But remember, absences from the United States at the moment are a big problem. So if you are somebody that travels a lot and you need that in your life for the next several years, find a way to become a US citizen right now. What if you can't speak English good enough, or you're worried about the naturalization test? What if you're worried about that? And that's the reason why you haven't applied for citizenship so far. Before we talk about that, guys, you're watching my videos every week. I know you're enjoying this content, but some of you are not subscribers yet. If you're watching this video right now, please subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you. As always, if you need help with your immigration, if you're stuck, if you have issues with your green card and you want to become a US citizen, send me a text 619-483-4549 or go to www.immigrationsap.com. Leave your details there and one of our team members will contact you ASAP. Now, let's get back into the video. So let's talk about the English test, the civics exam. What if you are not confident about doing that and you're worried? Well, just so you know, most applicants must demonstrate some competency in English and they have to take the test. However, if you have certain medical conditions, if you are somebody that has memory issues or any other medical condition, you can get an exemption. You can get a medical exemption that will probably allow you to either take a less complicated test or forgo the test completely, depending on your medical situation. But remember, guys, there are those medical exceptions. And if you are somebody that find it more difficult to apply for the test because of medical impairment, you need to apply for the medical exception. And you do this by applying Form N648 with your naturalization application. And therefore, when you come to the exam, they will give you a much less complicated exam at the time of your interview. Now, if you don't speak English very well, you can take the exam, the language of your choice. If you're 50 years or older and been living in the United States for over 20 years, you can take the exam in your language. Also, if you're 55 years and older and been here for 15 years, you can take the test in your language. And if you're 65 years old and you live in the United States for over 20 years, you'll be eligible for a simplified version of the test, which means that more people who are worried about these things can apply right now. Now, let's talk about criminal issues and good moral character. In the 5 years before you apply for your citizenship, you have to be a person of good moral character, which means that you cannot have any criminal convictions or commit any immigration violations. What if you had crimes before that? If you had crimes before the 5-year statutory period, it depends what kind of crimes are there. If there are crimes involving drugs or physical harm or theft or things like that, you need to speak to an immigration attorney to determine if that crime will completely disqualify you from citizenship, or it's still possible to do so if you wait enough time before the statutory period is over, right? Now, if you have committed some crimes within the 5-year statutory period, then you cannot apply, you have to wait. For example, if you had a DUI, you have a probation of 5 years, you're trying to apply for citizenship, you should wait for the probation to be over and then consider applying for citizenship. Right now, under this administration, they are very strict, and any criminal convictions could be a problem at the citizenship interview, which not only could result in the denial of your citizenship, but they can also go after your green card if that's a crime that could disqualify you from either renewing your green card or even applying for a green card in the first place. So be careful. If you have any criminal stuff in your background, speak with an attorney before you apply. Once you apply, it might be too late because you've already given them the record and they know who you are. Finally, if you go to the interview and you are giving them information that is inconsistent with what you're giving them in your green card process, they may consider that you've committed misrepresentation and your application will be denied. So again, before applying for citizenship, please review your previous green card applications, even if it's 15, 20 years ago, to make sure there's no inconsistencies so they don't blame you with misrepresentation. Remember, guys, applying for citizenship is not just a passport. It gives you a long-lasting security. It gives you the stability to know that you can live in the United States as long as you want, but also live and travel and spend time overseas without worrying what's going to happen to you when you come back. Remember that you can apply after 3 years if married to a citizen, or after 5 years if you get it any other way. And also that if you have any absences from the United States, if it's less than 1 year, you can still apply for citizenship under certain circumstances if you can prove that you haven't abandoned your green card. If it's been more than a year, definitely speak with an attorney to determine if you qualify or if you need to wait longer before applying for citizenship. Finally, if you have criminal issues or any other violations that can impact your immigration, never apply for citizenship until you speak with an attorney that can verify if you're eligible and then apply safely. Once again, guys, if you need help with your immigration matters, send me a text 619-483-4549 or go to www.immigrationasap.com. Leave your details and one of our team members will contact you ASAP. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there and I'll see you on our next video.